Hello and welcome to our coffee shop chat with friends for our Enduring Principle series. Today we're going to talk about the enduring principle of continuing revelation and why we think it is an important enduring principle for Community of Christ. Joining me today is Jean Cravey and Christine Campbell for this chat. So, what do you all think? Why is this an important enduring principle for us?
Well, I'm a teacher and I think of education, and I think that we are having continual revelation because as a church, as we get older, we are learning more. I think of my grandmother's time, and if women in the priesthood had been around or an accepted thing at that time, my grandmother, I'm sure, would have been ordained. And at that time, the church wasn't ready for it. But as we have grown, we have learned more, we've accepted more, and we're looking at different points of view. And as a teacher, that's what I try to instill in my students, is continuing to be educated, continue to be open-minded, and to think of different possibilities. And there's many aspects of our church that are now, today, very different than 100 years ago, because we've been open to that education. We've been open to different points of view.
And I can easily segue off of that as well. I think, I believe that we're all lifelong learners, and to be open to learning new things, and that just seems to go hand in hand with the idea of continuing revelation. We are always ready to hear what God might want us to know for this time, not just what happened 2,000 years ago and how to apply that to now. God is alive and well, and we still need to be open and listening to that. And I think something that is unique in the Community of Christ is the fact that we take it one step further. We learn to listen and discern God's voice in our lives, and then we decide to write it down. And we have a handy little book that we can put it in. Which I guess if you boil it down, that's kind of what it's about.
And I think one of the things I appreciate about the enduring principle also is that it's the continual revelation, the idea that to be a prophetic people, we all are. That we're not just a people with a prophet, that we are a prophetic people, and that God speaks to all of us and in different ways, and we encounter that in different ways, and the recognition that we all have the ability to be open and aware of the presence of the divine and where the divine is leading us. And I'm just echo that I'm so grateful that Community of Christ continues to be open and aware of the presence and where we are being invited to go, and how that has helped us move forward on things like the temple and on women and their role in the priesthood and the inclusion of LGBTQA+, and the conversation that we're having now as a faith community about becoming more of dedicated to the pursuit of peace, and what does it mean to be a peace church. So, any other thoughts for us?
I'm curious as to what we will become more open to in the future.
Yes.
We are living in now. We know what the story of our church has been, what our history has been. What will it be like for my children and any future relatives of mine 100 years from now? I'm curious about all that. And I may not be around to see it, but I feel safe that with the continuing revelation, I know we'll be fine.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
I think that's a great parting thought for us for this segment. So I just want to again thank Jean and Christine for joining me for this coffee shop chat, and we look forward to our final installment at our next Community Connections evening worship, which will be focused on the enduring principle of all are called.